All right, here's a quick demonstration on how to start your Pablo Picasso portrait. You're going to need 2 pieces of square paper. That's the project paper. You're also going to need some scissors, glue, a pencil, and some coloring tools of your choice. The first thing you want to think about is starting the drawing. So I don't need both papers right now. I just need this one. And when you start to think about portraiture, I like to think of it as a large oval that almost takes up the entire paper. I'm drawing pretty lightly because I might end up erasing some of it, but when you do a portrait, you really want it to be all about the face. So the face is taking up a good amount of my drawing. Then I'm going to draw a neck, because this shouldn't be just a head floating there. Maybe there's like a collar, it's got like a shirt on, and the shoulders, which will probably go off the page. So we shouldn't be able to see arms and feet and hands and things like that. It's all about the face. So when I start to draw, I think about what are the basic shapes of things on a face. And this doesn't even have to look like you. I want it to be a portrait, which means the artist draws a picture of someone else. So think of your eyeball shapes as footballs or like really pointy ovals. Inside your eye, you've got some things going on. You've got the pupil and you've got the iris. So there's your pupil, the darker part, and the iris is the colored part around it. I'm just kind of darkening that in. The same thing over here. There's the iris, color it in a little bit, and the pupil. Okay? When you start to think about details of the eyes, I like to think about eyebrows as tiny little hairs that grow in the same direction to form the shape of the eyebrows. And every person's eyebrows are a little different, so they don't have to be the same as what I'm doing here. The next thing I would do is I would draw the nose. Each person's nose has these 3 things. You have the bridge of your nose, it's the skinny, bony part near your eyes. Then you've got the ball of your nose, which is this rounded, squishy part because it's all cartilage. And then you've got nostrils, which we know are the air holes that let you breathe. All right, so I've got my nose. Now, there's something in between a nose and a mouth. It's called your philtrum. It's 2 lines like this. And as you start to form the mouth, remember your mouth is formed by 2 parts. There's an upper lip and a lower lip. So it's not just a smiley line that goes across like a cartoon. You should be able to see an upper lip and a lower lip. All right, ears. The ears go from the eye line all the way down to the nose line. So they should be lined up. It starts where the eyes are and it ends where the nose is. Same thing over here. Goes up and around and down. And now we can start to think about hair. Hair is one of those things that's different for everybody. But one thing I see a lot of people make this mistake, and especially boys, they'll forget that you have hair that grows on the side of your head. So don't forget the hair that grows on the side of your head. Start to kind of almost think about coloring this in with my pencil, but eventually I'm going to color it in using art tools. And I think if you brought me something like this that had the person's face totally drawn in, I would say it's time to start coloring. So I'm going to color this in now. All right, so now it's colored back in, and it's time to turn it into a Picasso-style portrait. Right now, it's just a normal portrait. So here's how this would work. You're going to flip over your paper, and we're going to have to start doing some measuring. So you will need a ruler. You put your ruler straight across, and every 3 inches, you're going to make a little mark. So you're going to make a mark at 3, and 6, and 9. And do the same thing coming down the side. Same idea, line it up. Make a mark at 3, and 6, and 9. You're going to do this to every side. So again, over here, I'm going to make a mark at 3, 6, and 9. 3, 6, 9. And then going off the other side, one last time. 3, 6, and 9. And now I'm going to do like a connect the dots. I'm going to create a grid. And each box in my grid is 3 inches wide and 3 inches down. if you do this correctly, you will end up with 16 parts. I would like you to number your parts. Because when we go to put it back together, the idea is that we don't put it back together the same way. So, I've got my 16 parts. I'm going to number them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Now we need to do some cutting. We're going to cut this up into 16 equal parts. All you need to do is cut along the lines, and you'll end up with 16 parts. I've got them cut up into my different parts now. Now this is where I need my other piece of paper. This is where you're going to do some gluing. We're going to glue these back together, face up, so we want them like this. But the idea is we're going to glue them back together in a way where you can still kind of tell that it's a portrait, but it is jumbled up like a puzzle that has been put back the wrong way. So I've got my glue stick, and here is number 3. Well, I want to make sure that 3 does not go back where it was originally. So I'm going to put some glue on it. I'm going to flip it over, and I think I'm going to put it way down in this corner, because I know that's not where number 3 was. If you are right in the middle of this part of the project and the bell rings, make sure you take your extras, find a paper clip which is behind the blue table, and paper clip your work together, because you're going to have all these loose pieces. So you would paper clip them together, okay? If you ended up getting caught right in the middle of the project. All right, let's see what else we have. This is an interesting piece, number 15. So I want to try to put 15 somewhere where it was not before. So put some glue on it, and I'm very, very lightly pressing down. I'm not really putting a lot of glue on here. I think I'm going to put this one in the top corner up here. Like most puzzles, you want to start with the corners and the edge pieces. So that should be the first thing that you do. I'm going to do a few more. All right, you can see it's starting to come together. Got a few more pieces. I'm going to keep going around the edge. All right, I'm getting down to the end. I have about 3 pieces left. And now you can see I've got all 16 pieces glued together, and you've got yourself a portrait in the style of Pablo Picasso. Thanks for watching.